We begin with a report from Nigeria, where the Computer Professionals Registration Council held its annual IT assembly and inducted new members. In the course of the week, the Computer Professionals Registration Council of Nigeria, CPN, held its annual IT assembly at the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The two-day event, which was preceded by the induction of new members, saw participation from IT professionals across the country. Drawn from the academia, public and private sectors, the event focused on national security and job creation, among others.
Any of the young people around with the right knowledge, with the right interest, discipline, never say die, because we now be exploring the qualities. And I tell you very clearly, entrepreneurs are not pursuing money for money's sake. Otherwise, the likes of Bill Gates would have stopped doing anything.
Lamenting the negative impact of Quackery in the profession, the CPN at the event disclosed that it is partnering with other relevant agencies of government to eliminate Quackery in the IT profession in Nigeria.
Council has also put in place an investigative panel and disciplinary committee. All these branches are put in place in order to ensure that professionals are protected from unfair treatment by organizations who patronize unregistered individuals and companies. It is also to protect users of IT services from quacks who fail to give them value for their investment in information technology.
For the newly inducted members, it was a day made.
This is my induction ceremony. Well, it helps us to know more about our computer societies in Nigeria, the technology that is ever growing, and how to involve our students, especially the ones we are bringing into the world, to become better entrepreneurs, to get rid of computer crimes that are raving the country and going around. And so I have gained a lot.
Still from Abuja, we bring you some of the issues that made headlines in this year's Nigeria Internet Governance Forum.
Months have passed since the gruesome murder of Cynthia Okoh, the Nigerian model and daughter of a retired Army general. But her death and similar issues played up here today at the Shehu Musa Yaradua Center, Abuja, venue of this year's Nigeria Internet Governance Forum.
I think there's just a child that died in the UK just of recent. It was through the internet. And we have had our own share here. Our Cynthia that died here was killed here. What was it? It was through social network, chatted with some boys, and she left her place and came to Lagos and was killed. So we have all those issues of the bad behavior on the net. So what do we do? How do we tackle that? We need to protect our children. There is the portion for the children to know where to visit, the site to visit, and what not to visit.
Internet surveillance also elicited a heated debate here today. Participants differ on whether or not the government should be allowed to spy on people's emails.
The government has access to information for security and law enforcement purposes, but the discourse doesn't seem to be focused more on who's going to supervise the government's surveillance practices. Not just having surveillance, but having the right to protect users from abuse by the government.
We're in a delicate age. The cyber system, the cyber ecology, needs its police personnel. It needs, so security is an increasing issue in the cyber ecology. The issue is how do you do it in a way that is lawful, in a way that is not overly intrusive, in a way that does not undermine the growth of cyber inclusion. And I do think that is what we have got to address, and that is where the devil really is in the details of the proposals that the NCC has put forward. I think it's a good thing that that's been done. But there is also a second issue, which is, do you do this by secondary legislation or do you do it by primary legislation?
If you look at the internet on its own, it's a cyberspace. It's a replica of the real life situation. and there is the need for us to have checks and balances. Today, you can't just move on the street freely if there are no police. So we need something like that for someone to know that yes, somebody somewhere is looking at what he's doing. It's a measure through which we can safeguard the cyberspace.